Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So much going on in boxing right now, so many conversations. You got some of our favorite fighters returning to the sport. Some of our favorite fighters are caught up in drama. Some of our favorite fighters just can't get a break. When it comes to social media, the bottom line is, it begs the question, do athletes owe the public good behavior? Athletes are human. Are the boxing fans pushing an unrealistic expectation when it comes to performance behavior on these athletes? And that's a really good question, man. And I think there's a fundamental debate. Are athletes public servants because fans pay to watch? Or are athletes private individuals who just happen to be elite at sports? Now, this debate has existed as long as sports has been commercialized. Now, in my opinion, I do believe there are some expectations. Too many for me to ramble on about in this video because I have some things I need to do. But out of the 100 different expectations, I was able to narrow it down to what I feel are two competing expectations. On side A is what athletes owe fans. On side B, where athletes owe performance only. The rest of the stuff, people should mind their effing business. Those are the two competing expectations. Now, as far as side A, athletes owe the fans, kind of, because fans buy tickets, right? Fans buy their merch. Fans buy their pay-per-views. Fans make athletes rich beyond their wildest imaginations. Sponsors invest because of public image. And kids look up to them as heroes. So the argument for me is visibility equals responsibility. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out, folks. However, when you look at side B, because we got to be fair about the conversation, athletes owe performance only. They're paid to win. They ain't paid to be no damn role model. They're not paid to parent society. Fame was not always chosen, often inherited by talent. They didn't come into this, they just came out here to play a sport. They ain't come out here to be famous. And then mistakes are magnified beyond reason sometimes. And no one asks accountants or plumbers to be role models. Why are you asking the athletes? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you got an opinion on this, put something in the comments. The reality is this. Athletes exist in a gray area. That's a fact. They are workers, like everyone else. They're brands, like some. And then they're symbols. And the thing is, they're all three, whether they want to be or not. And some feel that's unfair. And that's why they say, you know what? The real question here is, are athletes held to an unrealistic standard? Why is the standard so high? Social media, 24/7 access. We all know who we've been talking about on this channel. It was a good example of social media destroying you. But it's not just that one person. Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields. No, it's not just her. Gervonta Davis, Adrian Broner, even Tyson Fury has been destroyed. Deontay Wilder has gone through his shit. Derek Chisora, Floyd Mayweather has gone through his stuff. Even Manny Pacquiao's gone through stuff. I'm out here watching people out here looking at Pacquiao. They're like, this dude had a child while married with another woman and didn't claim his child. Now his child is this fantastic boxer. I'm not talking about Manny Pacquiao Jr. Manny Pacquiao has another son that he had outside of his relationship with Jinky. Y'all didn't know about that? And people are out there ripping him across the coals, man. Raking that dude across the coals. I didn't even know that shit. I'm on TikTok and it was sent to me. I'm like, what does it matter? But they were like, nah, man. Manny Pacquiao, he's held to a different standard. How dare he go out there and pitch a little woo in the Philippines? I'm like, y'all mad at Manny Pacquiao because he went and had an outside child? That's between him and his wife and shit. But again, athletes are marked as superheroes. Manny Pacquiao not supposed to be out there getting no pum-pum and shit on the side. At least if you're going to do it, you got to learn to work careful. You got to make a little Manny Pacquiao Jr. with a woman outside your marriage. That shit is crazy to me. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? Fans emotionally invest in these athletes, man. And the public struggles separating the athlete from the person. You talk about fans emotionally investing in them. I remember when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. I swear, man, I was a young cat. I saw grown men crying. Oh, they were crying. Oh, no. I'm like, what the F? My brothers and I were there laughing. We were young cats. Like, look at this bozo crying because Mike Tyson lost. People were crying because they get emotionally invested. It's even like, talk about Gervonta Davis. There are a lot of people who are just upset and going crazy because they're like, man, I can't believe his name is back mixed up in this. People get tattoos of these athletes on them. But the one person that really has a lot of people who are emotionally invested in them, and I'm just going to throw this out there too, is Claressa Shields, man. When I had that 82-year-old woman call in and she was talking about Claressa Shields, I said, you know what? These athletes, they really don't know who they affect. You know what I'm saying? They really don't know. But at the same time, the public struggles separating the athlete from the person. Then there's the double standard. Society will forgive a politician. Who's done more damage out here? Claressa Shields, Gervonta Davis, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Ricardo Mayorga. There's another guy who was involved in the mob. They call him something Mike Tyson. Anyway, have they done more damage, or has Donald Trump done more damage? Have politicians done more damage to more people? Let's be real. What about these CEOs and all the bullshit and corruption they get caught up in, and the millions and gazillions of dollars that they make for themselves and take care of themselves and treat everybody like shit? What about those guys? See, society wants to forgive the politicians, the CEOs, and some of these entertainers. But when it comes to athletes, they're told to be humble, never react emotionally, always set an example. And that's ironic because sports rewards aggression. Competition thrives on ego and dominance. But then you kind of come out here and tell them you can't be emotional. You need to set an example. You need to be humble. Let me tell you, in the NBA, image versus humanity. Allen Iverson criticized for dress code violations, attitude, being too street. The reality, never arrested, gave back heavily to his community. Public perception damaged him more than actual wrongdoing. John Morant faced backlash for gun-related social media behavior, public debate. He's endangering kids. He's a grown man making mistakes. And the league response showed image protection was greater than player development. Comes to the NFL. Heroes fall fast. Michael Vick, dogfighting scandal, became a symbol of irredeemability for some, redemption for others. Served time in jail, paid dues, changed publicly. Still debated today. Shows how forgiveness is selective. Antonio Brown, pattern of erratic behavior. Mental health versus accountability debate. Fans struggle separating his talent, his instability, and their responsibility. Then you look at baseball and Olympic examples. Barry Bonds, Him and old Pete Rose and old goddamn Sammy Sosa. But for Barry Bonds, steroid allegations. McGuire. All of them. But for Barry Bonds, steroid allegations, one of the greatest ever, yet ostracized. Fans asked, do we judge the stats or the choices? Then you had Simone Biles, the Olympian, criticized for prioritizing mental health, revealed how fans want perfection, but they reject vulnerability. And boxing is different. Oh, but it's harsher. It is harsher. Why boxers get judged more? Violence is part of the job. Fighters speak raw. They speak unfiltered. And many come from poverty. They come from trauma. They come from survival environments. Boxing fans often demand toughness, humility. They demand silence. They demand gratitude. So this contradiction is huge. Huge. Gervonta Davis, you're talking about talent versus turbulence. He's just been on a streak of, just problem after problem after problem. As of right now, the public perception of Gervonta Davis, seen by critics as undisciplined. He's seen as volatile. He's seen trouble prone. He's seen as someone who just doesn't care. Now, he's seen by supporters as a product of his environment, targeted more harshly than others, unapologetically himself. Leave him alone. But the core issue is Davis doesn't play the media-friendly role. He reacts emotionally. He doesn't explain himself. That makes fans uncomfortable. So the bigger question is he judged for his actions or his refusal to be polished? And those are real questions. Is it fair or unfair? He got some crap going on right now. I say innocent until proven guilty. Where, the way they're creating a narrative is he's on the run. He's evading capture. He's fled to Cuba. All kind of bullshit. People are having a field day with this. Because of some incident from October last year out there in Miami Gardens with some female. But, good luck to Gervonta Davis. But he's got some things going on. Then you got Claressa Shields. Is it just confidence or is it attitude? Attitude! You got to understand why Claressa is polarizing. Now, it's no secret. Damn near the whole world, they don't like her. Because the way she went at Layla Ali and was trying to weaponize her father's name to use against her and get under her skin and try to just strong arm her into a fight so Claressa Shields could make multiples of millions of dollars. Didn't work, totally backfired, exploded in the face. Nobody likes her ass now. But she did that. She made a choice to do that. So she's no victim. But at the same time, she's still polarizing. Loud confidence, responds directly to criticism, challenges gender norms in boxing, refuses to be grateful, refuses to be submissive. And as a result, that's triggered public criticism. She's called arrogant, combative, distracted by drama, unprofessional, angry. Overall, a horrible, bad attitude. At the same time, though, you got to be real. Male fighters with identical behavior are praised as alpha or mentally strong. The biggest difference is they went out here disrespecting Muhammad Ali. You look at when Floyd said something about Muhammad Ali. Roy Jones ready to fight him. When you say something along the lines that's perceived as disrespect towards the Ali name, which sacred grounds you're getting onto when you talk about the Ali name, if you say the wrong thing, people are going to flare up. So is there a double standard? Is Claressa punished socially for owning her greatness, defending herself publicly? Is that a double standard? And fans struggle with a woman who won't soften her edges? Is that the issue? I don't know. Then there was Tyson Fury, and he had the chaos. Then he had the charisma. Then you got to talk about the contradictions. Fury's image, beloved for honesty, his humor, mental health advocacy, but then was criticized for inconsistent statements, controversial comments, questionable behavior outside the ring. Why he gets more grace? Because he openly discussed depression. He frames mistakes as growth. He uses self-deprecation. What's important here with Tyson Fury is he openly said, look, I fucked up. I did this, I did that, I was wrong. If you need help, people don't suffer in silence, go get help. If you need help from me, let me know. Like Tyson Fury, what he did, it wasn't easy. He ain't perfect, but he actually came out here, man, and was able to get himself together. People need to learn from that dude, man. Learn from Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was one of the worst. Man was able to get his shit together. Still not perfect, but he got his shit together. Key insight when it comes to Fury. Fury shows that fans like your personality, they'll forgive you more. Accountability often depends on likability, not severity. So for all these athletes who are struggling right now, accountability. They need to understand that shit. Not so much what you did, but you got to take accountability. And if fans, if they like you, you're accountable, ain't worried about the severity of what you've done, fans can start to forgive you. And you can start to breathe a little bit. So what do athletes really owe fans? They owe professional effort, respect inside competition, accountability when they're wrong as hell. But they don't owe moral perfection. They don't owe silence. They don't owe emotional suppression, and they don't owe being raised as everyone's child. You know, they're their own person. Sometimes they need to be cut some slack. But the final takeaway, and this is just, hood champions, hard truth. Athletes are products of pressure. They're human beings with amplified mistakes. Fans want heroes. You need to drop that zero. Pick up this hero. For real. But they reject humanity. Social media turned athletes into 24/7 content. Oh, and there's some money in that shit. Cha-ching ching, Wu-Tang cream, dollar bill, y'all. But social media also turned athletes into public property, which they kind of are, But the real question isn't, should athletes be role models? It is, why does society need them to be? Anyway, y'all figure that out. And y'all let me know what you think. This isn't gossip. This is context, culture, and the uncomfortable truth about fame and sports. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.